Hello everyone, this is FallenDice, and welcome to episode 16 of Burpcraft Feed the Beast with FallenDice. So we're picking right up where we left off on our last episode, and what I'm doing here is we are starting to lay out our city. And not actually building any buildings yet, but getting the placement for them, just like, putting the corners in so that we kind of have an idea of how it's going to fit. That way I can actually start to build some of these. Because I'm not building them all at once, but I have a desire to start building some of these so I can start adding in some more of the stuff that I need so that I can start to become self-reliant and depend less and less on spawn and more on myself. So we need the buildings, but before I can do that, I have to make sure they fit in properly in the city as it's designed. So let's go to, first off, again, I'm going to start throwing in some more pictures and things. I think it just helps to show things a little better. So first we're going to go over here to my Excel sheet again. And if you take a look at it, you can kind of see what I've just done. The platforms up there with the pyramid, I haven't touched those other two buildings yet, but I already know how they fit in because of the platform, so I don't have to worry as much about them yet. The first two things I've done is to the bottom and left of the platform is those two squares there, and those are going to be a couple of different size pyramid things. And actually, well, let's get away from the Excel sheet and let's actually go to some pictures again. So first off, here is the model again, and this is the actual scale model built at the museum down in Mexico, or Mexico City, sorry. And you can see that those two squares that I'm kind of marking off how they fit in. Now the scale doesn't look quite right because of the angle it's looking at, so it looks like the north-south, like how deep it is not as much as it is wide. It literally is a square. The way they built things, it was very meticulous. It was very orderly, precise, and things. So it is the same size. It just kind of looks funny. So this is what I'm working off of. And here's another one here. This is more of a hand drawing. Like again, we've used this one before with the island, but it shows again the design type that we're going with here, with those buildings there and what's going to come up. But this one again, it makes it look like it's a whole lot wider than it is long, and that's not correct. This here shows it much better, and this is kind of like just a block mod, like there's the numbers correspond to what the different buildings belong to and things. But this is what I base my spreadsheet off of again, so we can see how I get my numbers and how I kind of make everything add up. And I might change a little bit on these boxes, because looking at this, it does look like maybe it's about half as wide as it is long on these two boxes I just set out here. But that's why I'm doing this, because I'll get this, then I'll block all these in, see how much further I need to dig down, and then once this basic blocking out is done, then as I build buildings, I just kind of fill in the space, but I don't have to worry about whether the next building is going to fit in as well, because I've got it planned out here. So with that, let's get back over here. This, I believe, is 36 wide, so technically if I wanted it to be 50% this way of the size, then I would need it to be, I believe, 18, and it's 14. So I just need to go 4 more. So I think that's not a bad idea. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Because looking at the pictures and everything, it does have a it seems to be bigger. So I'm gonna go along with that and be happy. Be happy. Don't worry, be happy. We got 10 between that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. That's perfect. Okay, and then we'll just come down here. So I'm not gonna do all of this on camera, just because, like I said, all we're doing is kind of I'm feeling it out, getting the idea of where the different things are. In addition, once I have this done, then it'll make it a little easier for me to start setting in my entrances, one of which will be here and the other one over there. So With that, I'm going to turn off the recording, and I'm going to get to work and see exactly how much more I have to go this direction, and hopefully we get this all set up so I can build my 2 entrances here today and maybe start working on one of my buildings. So anyway, I will see you guys soon. Our layout is basically complete now, and I had to do a lot more Googling and stuff just because of angles and things. And the one thing I discovered as I was doing all this is it's not like a real 100% everybody agrees. You know, obviously this is from the 1500s. And before that, I mean, it ended in the early 1500s. So, I mean, this is an old, you know, old city. So what I pretty much did is I kind of tried to go from the things that seem to be the same in most, and then in others, the ones that basically kind of fit in the best. So building, same over there. This is going to be a large building that's going to house our beacon. Big one there in the middle, one in the back, and another one in the back. A lot of these little things, like this here is a building, but that's kind of, I don't understand what it is. I'll look at it as I get closer, but that one's going to be more of a park-ish type of thing. Over here, we also have some little tree area parks, and there's going to be a couple more tree area parks where I'm going to be putting in like some dirt here with some trees, and it's kind of, in most of the stuff I saw, they did have those kind of tree decorative things in as well. Now as we get over here, I decided to go at the 25 block wide entrance, and that actually fits in pretty good on how it should look, I think. So that's the next thing we're going to do, is we're going to be putting in the entrance here and on the other side. But one thing is, while I was doing my looking and searching and things, I did discover some other, you know, some pictures and things that I think may help me a little bit in the coloration of our pyramid here. So let's kind of look over here right now. And this one's kind of interesting because this looks like it was like a digital creation. You know, I mean, it's got people walking in it and stuff, like what it would have actually looked from inside. I mean, it's a really pretty picture. But you can see how we've got the red tower on the right and the blue tower on the left at the top of the pyramid. So how I think I'm going to do this is I'm going to take like at least two rows of blue on the top, and then 2 rows of blue in the middle on our left tower, and then I'll have like a row of regular sandstone separating, and then I'll take some of the real thin micro blocks to make like those lines the way it looks like in there, and I think that'll look kind of cool. As far as on the red, how to get the dot thing, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to play around with that a little bit. But you can also see that there's also a base of blue on the bottom. And I have some other pictures too where it shows like some highlights and whatnot. And then the red platform actually is, or the top platform is actually red. So I'm going to be doing some changes on that. And the same thing at the offshoot buildings on the bottom. You can kind of see there's like a little red stripe on the roof and on the bottom. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to go back and do a little adjustment update on that as well. And then I'm not sure how to kind of get like these little artistic flares that are on the corners, which they do appear to be on almost everything I look at. So I may come up with something for that, but I would like to add those in. So that, I think, is how we're what we're going to do for the rest of this episode. We're going to do our 2 entrances here. And then I want to come up and I want to play with some of these flares, because as I do the rest of the buildings, I'm going to take that into consideration as I build them. But I don't want this to be the one building that's very one color. I want it to have some of that other colors that actually represents what the original look like. So, alright, let's head over to here and let's go ahead and get started on our first door. We're going to start our door, first off, by opening up the area. Now, initially I said 25, but what I had to change that because I wanted the door to coincide with with this. So when we're going to be building up the wall, however we decide to build it up, it's going to still match up with this. So that's first off, that's why we changed that. I also going to leave the outside there until we kind of have a good design for it, just because right now we're still holding in all the baddies. I haven't decided what to do on the inside to keep the baddies from coming in. I don't know if maybe we'll put some type of gates in or something. I'd like to do something. I don't want this to be completely free just for any mob to enter. I'd like to have some type of mechanics in place to kind of protect our interior from what's out there. And I have to imagine that considering the defensive positions we have here, that there had to have been something here to defend in the event that they did become under siege. So we're sitting at 24. Now looking at my picture again, let's take a quick little glance over here again. Kind of doing some little kind of sort of measurement, whatever. It looks like the two sides put together are roughly 1/3 of the entire width of this. So since we're 24, that means 8. So each of these are going to be 4 wide. So that's the beginnings of this. So let's figure we're going to go 4 by 4. That's, you know, kind of a... Well, actually, I guess it would be... yeah, we're going to keep it the same width as this, maybe? It does look like it's a rectangle, so I think that's fine. It doesn't have to be the 4 by 4. So it's 4 wide, though. And do I want to go one out from... I think I will. So it's going to be that. And then we'll do the same thing over here. Again, roughly blocking it out to kind of get a feel for it. Alright. And then looks like it kind of comes in, and here I think we'll go 2 in from there. Let's see. Did I bring... Now the interesting thing, I'm going to go and get my columns. The interesting thing is it looks pretty big, but I'm thinking, I wonder if I were to, say, maybe make these one... because they're not full blocks, I think it'll still let spiders through. So that's... I was getting kind of like thinking maybe I'd found a way to keep at least the spiders from coming through. But I don't think so. Unfortunately, it's already looking... It's definitely not going to look as big as it is. Because then we're talking, it had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... It had 8 pillars. Yeah, I doubt that's going to happen. Let's see, if we take one more of these off, just trying to figure out a way of adding in just a little bit of extra. And I may have to go back and change things around, because if this doesn't end up on the right block... Yep. Well, there's 7. So even though I wanted it to end like that, I may not have a choice. So how else can we do this to... It's one of those things where it being an even thing versus an odd. Alright, give me a sec. Let me try and work this one out. Looking at it, there's no way I can just make this work without adjusting the entire thing, which is basically what I didn't in there yet. Someday I may. This one, no choice. It has to happen. And I know the reason why it happened now too. When I was building this, somehow at one point at one of these, I had put pillars too close together. So instead of 3 apart, it was 2 apart. And it was like right in here, which was, I was figured it was good because that's where the door was going. I could cover it up and you'd never know it was there. But that's the reason why the numbers aren't just the way they're supposed to be. So we're going to have to run all the way down here to this corner, which was already a stupid corner anyway because it didn't quite match up anyway. And we're going to just shove this all to the left one spot. Move this entire bottom down here. But what that'll do is that'll give us that one extra space we need. So we can now do this. And that'll basically, that will fix our door issue. So we still have our 4 wide. one spot there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7's not bad. It's more than I thought I was going to get. Like I said, the original show, I think it shows 8, but I think this will be just fine. So still is a good sized doorway. Basically be walking through these to get in and out. Still probably not as as big as what the original looks like, but I think for Minecraft terms this will work. So anyway, let me go get to this part, fixing all this up, and then I'll come back when we're ready to start do a little more design planning here. Well, we changed it again. One of the things I noticed was for the pillars, I need to have a base, and it was going to be really awkward, I think, having the base here. It on the narrow, and you'd be bumping it and stuff, and they were too close. So I wanted this to separate them a little bit more. So now we've got the 4, and there's 3 blocks between the 2, but that's because this is technically where they're going to be going. So actually what I should do is clear all these here. And another thing too is I realized that these are going to be going up on a platform as well. So that's another thing I'll be putting in at some point here as we're doing this design. But there we go. 2 blocks between each. It's a little bit wider. 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 5 now. But still, I think it just looks more like an entrance that you would be going through. So we still got the 4 there, and there's our pillars. So now the next thing, let's go back to our picture. Now it looks like our initial, the little 4x things that we're working on are going pretty much a little bit above the wall. So let's kind of throw that in here for the idea of height for right now. Yeah, we'll go 1 higher. And I think what we'll end up doing on these is we'll throw a stair on the outsides of these to kind of give our lip, which looks like it fits sort of what it is. Another thing I've kind of come up with as far as I'm trying to figure out how to, fit in some of the, that's right, there's no torches, I'm out of torches. How to fit in some of the flare that they have been using, in a lot of their building type stuff. I can get rid of you guys now. And so for some like this, if you on the picture there, it showed like some paintings drawn on the front of it. And I'm thinking what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to put item frames. And then inside the item frames, maybe throw some of the flowers, since a lot of the paintings that they seem to be using are flower-ish paintings. So I figured that might be a workaround for me to kind of fit it in. Oh, don't need you. All right, let's see. I need more regular. I don't like not having torches. That's like one of the primary things I have to have on my bar, and I have to have it in a certain spot on my bar, so I always, if I need to lighten something up, I know exactly where it is. Alright. Which means I'm probably going to be running to grab them shortly. Come here. Wrong item again. Okay. So we'll throw you along the... I need to hover. Just to make it a little easier to get these in place. Oh, come on. Alright. Let's see. It's probably just going to be easier to build a dirt platform. Alrighty. That works. See if we can't fit this in there. Yep, okay, good. Alright. Oh no, I want to see the whole thing. I'm trying to tell myself it's okay. I'm okay with what I got. Nope, I'm not. Let's see. Luckily, I have this. Make me a couple more. Can't wait till 1.5 when I can just kind of do the little drag thing that they put in there. That's definitely one of those things I'm kind of looking forward to. Okay, there we go. back. Alright, that works. And the cool thing is these will be nice and tall pillars, which is one of the things I definitely like. Let me see. I probably need to get some more regular sandstone. Alright, now it looks like the stairs actually come up to right here. So let me make a few more stairs. That'll be enough. Alright. So from the looks of things, the stairs basically are in line with the front of our two towers. And then maybe the towers themselves kind of come out a little bit like this. That's what I was hoping for. Okay. Maybe? I don't know. Well, we'll see. You know, probably I just leave it like this for a moment. I still don't have any torches. Alright. I need torches. I will be right back. Alright, we got torches. Now I'm happy again. Let me bring these back around. There we go. Just to remind myself. Yeah, you go here. There. There. Because I'm about to remove those so we can put in the floor of our platform. All of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Okay. Knock these out. Once I get the initial one done again, then I'll go back and I'll work on the other ones on my own here. But we'll get the initial design taken care of here. Floors there. Let's see. Now we need to put in our sandstone slabs for our pillars to go on. Now, is that the right? Yeah, that's the good height. So we'll see how far in. And they're right up on the stairs. Okay, so that's good. So we'll put you, just stick you guys in there like that. Skip 2, put 1, skip 2, put 1, skip 2, put 1. There we go. Now we can take you guys back out. Let's see, make room for you to go back in, just to kind of get you back here. Stick you. We'll put put them too high just to make it obvious what it is here. And of course, I'm gonna have to do some more lighting adjustments as well. Now, I think we decided that at this point you're going to become part of the interior. So we'll go ahead and stick that up here. And I probably should... Let me finish this corner here. Just I want to have both sides up so I can really see what I'm doing here. We have both towers up now. So let's see, again looking at it, it looks like that we have a set of stairs going across the top that basically mimics the height of our two side towers. So that's going to be the next thing we're going to put in, and then I'm going to throw the stairs across the back like that. And that should allow me then to as well. And actually, you know what? Sorry. That's actually going to go over here because I need to be able, it has to be a flat surface for the half slab to go on so that the pillars have the base at the top as well as the base at the bottom. And that'll give us that look there. Now we just need to put that in, and then I can basically walk across the top, adding in the rest of these here. And then we'll step back and take a peek. Actually, no. Well, let's see if we can get the pillars. I want the pillars just so we can see how the pillars look. Make a few more steps here. I'll be right back. Let me finish this part here, and I'll be right back. There we go. She's starting to come together. Now we just have to add in the roof, and for that, it looks like we definitely have some color here. So, and I'm probably going to come in and add in a little more texture as well. I got to do some stuff with, say, the smooth stone and our chisel smooth stone, just because the gate itself looks cool in its design type, but now we need to kind of snazzy it up. But let me go get, I need a lot of wool. I'm gonna need like lots of red wool and blue wool from the looks of the the city, like non-stop. It's red and blue. Those seem to be their favorite colors. So let me go grab some wool, and I will be right back. Got me some good old wool. Now, looking at it, it doesn't look like the red wool came right up to the same exact spot as the lip sticking out. So I think what I'm planning on doing is I'm putting like this inner layer here, and there's going to be one more sticking out over here. I haven't got to the back side yet. That way I can just basically kind of put this like here. Kind of like that. Kind of like that. You know, kind of, except for not. Alright. And I think it's going to be too high, but just to kind of get a feel for it. This is definitely going to start making this place pop once we start putting in this color. Because again, up until now, it's just been all sandstone. So let me go ahead and throw this here together real fast, because we're approaching a half hour again. So I'm trying to knock this in the half-hour range. So let me do this quickly off camera, and I will be right back. Well, looking at this, I think that's too high. Ooh, I need to lighten up there. As I've been going through, I've been finding more areas in the upper regions that I need to kind of light up, because they drop down inside. So I want to make sure that I don't have anything dropping inside. But I think what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and take off the top two layers. I'm going to make that second layer of red wool only half of it, and then I'll use like a half slab instead of stairs at the top and put it on top of there. And that should, I think that'll look better. So let me do that real quick. And again, I haven't done anything on the sides here as far as with any of my other textures yet. I still have plans for that. I just don't know quite yet. So let me do that and then tweak this a little bit again, and I'll come back and show you what we end up with. So I will be right back. There we go. Making that top one a half slab with a panel strip of red wool with the half slab on top. I think that definitely made it fit better. I like the height. It's not too high. It fits in. Chiseled with some smooth for borders around here. Breaks it up so it's not just one solid wall of sandstone, which I really like. Opening all the way up, so now we can see both sets of columns holding this up. It really looks like a cool gate, I think. Oh, hello. And then from the outside, again, the way it fits in with the wall, I definitely like how this turned out. So that is definitely, we're going to keep it just like this. I also put in smooth stone slabs for the tops of here instead of the regular ones. It's a little extra texture. I tried the chiseled, but the top one had the face as opposed to here, and it was only part of the face, and it just didn't fit as well. So I like how this turned out. So between this episode and the next one, I think I will go ahead and I will repeat this on the other side, so we'll have both of these in there. What I may also do between episodes is, now that I know the final length of my city here, I need to break this open a bit more, complete the wall, and still have a little bit of over there. So I probably need to go at least a good 20 blocks further this way. So I'll probably get out the old filler and do the basics with the filler, and then come in afterwards and kind of roughen it up a little bit. But then once we have that done, we'll have the entirety of our wall. I can also put in my final entrance down here. And then in our next episode, when we start, we'll be able to pick something to start building. And I'm not sure what it is yet, but when we get there, we will find out. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.